Okay, we have the version 2.9 investment guide. I'm excited about this. I know I'm late. This has been out for probably a couple of weeks now, but I did want to share it with you all and also take a look for myself to see where Zhiming lies, the latest modifier to come out on the CN side for 2.9. Also see if there's any major changes or shakeups that happen, and I want to see who they recommend for you to invest into. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I do hope you get some value from it. I'll have a link to this document in the description down below for you to go ahead and check out. Massive shout out to the individuals that made this. I do truly appreciate all your hard work. It is, once again, greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop in and see what we have going on here. So for T0, of course, Ling Wang, we all know the reasons why. She's an incredible modifier. Universal support modifiers are always going to hold their value and is always going to be top tier, and Ling Wang is such a modifier, right? We know she buffs a team, especially fire teams. She provides a shield. She does so much, and she fits on many different teams. She has an Aether code path that makes her universal, so you can put her on different teams if you want to and not be niche to the fire team. So Ling Wang, top tier. We all know the reasons why. Moving on from there, Izanami, top tier DPS, arguably the best DPS in the game. Paired with Mitsuha, Ice Team comp goes burr. She's insane. She's incredibly fun to use and top tier. So T0, no surprises there. Moving on to Hera. Incredible to see Hera still to this day on the CN side. Many patches later, still holding her value at T0. Once again, universal supports, they are valuable and they hold it for quite some time. So T0 for Hera, she just can fit on any team. If you are limited on modifiers and you do have a Hera, then you can slot her anywhere and she's going to work out for you. So Hera, very nice to see this one. Jinwoo T0.5, that is interesting. So she got bumped down from T0 to T0.5. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is negligible. I don't think this is a big difference at all. I don't think it means too much, to be quite frank. But they do have her in T0.5. It's not a big deal. Jinwoo's still top tier DPS. Incredibly strong modifier. I don't think going down half a tier really means a whole lot. Moving on from there, Scotty, T0.5 with all the necessary things in place. T3 if not, so that remains the same. Let's go ahead and move on from there. No real surprise. Jinwoo 0.5 is not a big deal. Moving on from there, we have the brand new modifier Zhiming that just came out in version 2.9 in T1. This is good to see because she pairs with Gong Chen. They have that incredible ultimate skill chain that is phenomenal. I love the animation on it. She's strong in her own right as a DPS. I just know it takes a little bit of a setup, but she is a good, strong modifier that is worth investing into, especially if you do enjoy this modifier. This is good to see her in T1. Moving on from there, we have Gong Chen in T1 still. I would argue to say in global, she's probably T0 just because of how useful and strong she is on global right now, but I can understand many patches later in CN. T1, and I think she's been T1 even since her release, but anyways, I digress. T1 for Gong Chen, we all know the reasons why. She's phenomenal, right? She does good damage. She has that, I would say, arguably the best pull CC in the game. That thing is ridiculous. She could spam her skills. She's just all around a strong modifier. Have armor break, right? She's really good, really strong, especially for the Tianwan Gen Zone. She is a must to fit in those teams, and she once again has that ultimate skill chain with Zhiming, Rasengan. Not much more I have to say about that. Moving on from there, we have Corrupted Ryuguri T1. This is awesome to see because Corrupted Ryuguri is arguably one of the most fun modifiers to use in the game, in my opinion. Very unique with its playstyle. That high risk, high reward is not always going to be somebody's. It's not going to be everyone's playstyle. I could see some people not liking that. I've said that since the beginning. But I can see a lot of people gravitating towards it because it's different, right? There's not too many modifiers that sacrifice their HP to get more damage and to build up his aura and his gauge. It's a lot of fun to use, and then he's all over the place. So to see him in T1, that has me incredibly excited. And he has a very fun looking team with Ling Wang and Flame Tier, and that ultimate skill chain with Flame Tier is top notch once again with the animation. So Corrupted Ryuguri, this is awesome to see, or Altered Ryuguri, whatever you want to call him, right? Awakened Ryuguri. Awesome. Now moving on to Ying Zhao T1. This is awesome to see as well because she's going to be coming out here relatively soon after Lu Liang, and she pairs really well with Lu Liang and Ling Wang in that team. That is going to be a very fun team to use, and once again, seeing Ying Zhao in T1 is nice to know that she is worth the investment. And I've been seeing a lot of gameplay on her as of recently because she's going to be coming out soon, and all I can say is she seems to be right up my alley. Love her design, love her gameplay, and she appears to be strong. So T1 for Ying Zhao, that's awesome to see. Moving on to Meng Zheng, T1. Now, admittedly, and I've talked about this on stream and I think a video, that Meng Zheng just was not my style. I tried to use him, did not have a great time using him, and it is what it is, you know, that's gonna happen. I thought he was going to be my Sasuke. He unfortunately was not my Sasuke, but he's probably somebody else's Sasuke. But he's really cool, and it is nice to see him in T1. Really cool from a design standpoint, not that cool in terms of gameplay for me personally, but I do like to see him in T1 because I know a lot of people like him, so that's awesome. Moving on to Lu Wu, the modifier right before Ji Ming in 2.8. This is really good to see as well because I really enjoyed Lu Wu's gameplay style. I also love her design, but to see her in T1 is very nice to know. I believe we knew about this in the 2.8 investment guide. Did I do a video on that? I think I did. Yeah. So Lu Wu, T1. Very, very cool to see. Moving on from there, we have Mitsuha in T1, and that's just understandable because she is the Ice Team Comp support. Must have to be able to make your Izanami and Scotty pop off the way you want them to, and any other Ice DPS that comes out in the future, you have to keep that in mind. Mitsuha is always going to be a staple on that team, unless they come out with a more broken Ice support or just support in general, then you could slot them in. But for the time being, Mitsuha holds that position and holds that position very well. Her own design is incredible though, and what she brings to the table in terms of her kit is also really nice. So Mitsuha T1, nice to see. Moving on from there, we have Sakura T1 with all the stuff in place. T4 if not, and that's rough. Moving on from there, we have Lu Liang T1, and that's understandable because of the supporting capabilities. Also, she could do some pretty decent damage. She has a good synergistic kit, but the supporting capabilities for the Win team is one of the main reasons why she's here. The team she fits on are incredibly fun to use as well, and we'll take a look at teams here in just a second. But Lu Liang, she's coming out in, tomorrow for me as of this recording, which, by the way, if I didn't say this earlier, we will be going live for those pulls for Lu Liang, so if you want to come out to that, it should be a good time. We'll do pulls, we'll build her up, we'll use her, test her out, and that's going to be a very fun time. If you're pulling, I wish you the best of luck, and that's going to be tomorrow on Global. So very, very good investment for Lu Liang. Nice to see. Moving on from there, we have also Living Soul Osiris at T2. Once again, that's probably with the glow up, right? Not even without the glow up, she's probably still T2, I would argue, but with the glow up and that, you know, proper team with Thor and Lu Liang, T2. Moving on from there, we have Flame Tier in T2. I know people have been waiting for Flame Tier, skipped over them, they're pushing them back. I think it's going to be when Corrupted Ryuguri comes around, because then he has a banner, a rerun banner for CN with the Corrupted Ryuguri patch. And I believe how they're going to do is they're going to have Corrupted Ryuguri first, and then about a week afterwards they're going to drop Flame Tier on Global. So I believe that's how they're going to be doing it. We'll just have to wait and see. I could be wrong, don't hold me to it, but T2 for Flame Tier. Moving on from there, we have Tsukiyomi in T2, we have Jin'ei T2, we have Hades T2, we have Ice Poseidon T2, and then we have Thor T2. I ran through those really quickly because all of those are the same, right? No changes there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it's understandable. T2 is still a good tier to be in terms of investment into these modifiers. It's still worth investing into if they're in T2. They're not as top tier as T1 obviously, or T0, but they're still solid, right? They're still holding their value. They're still good enough to invest into, especially as a new player just joining the game, of course, right? Hell in T2, we have Asura in T2, who I believe is getting a glow up here soon. We have Athena T2, I believe that is with the glow up, and then T4 without the glow up. I could be mistaken about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's stating, and that's pretty insane. Anyways, moving on from there, T3 for light tier, Oceanus and Anubis. Tough to see my boys down here. I love these two, Oceanus and Anubis, but you know, it is what it is. I believe Anubis will be getting a possible glow up here soon, within the next couple of months, possibly. We'll see, because I think we're going to be heading to Nile for the CN side, just Aether Gazer in general, right? Anyways, moving on from there, we have the standard Ryuguri, Leviathan T3, Marduk, Mardusi, Uncle Marduk in T3, and then the only T4 S rank modifier, and that is Shu. That is a shame. Now, like with Anubis, I believe Shu is going to be getting a glow up, and I believe Shu would get the glow up before Anubis, because she really, really needs it. So that is the investment guide for 2.9 for at least the list that we have here. let's go ahead and take a look at some of the teams, top tier teams that you want to put together, or the teams that you should invest into. We have the top tier team right here in Izanami, Mitsuha, and Hera. This is the Ice Team comp. This is probably, I would state, the best team in the game right now, the one that hits the hardest. Then, of course, we have Scotty, Mitsuha, and Ling Wang for another, type of Ice Team comp that you can go ahead and utilize if you have that properly. And then we have this on global currently, just recently, Jinwoo, Gongchen, and Ling Wang. This team is incredibly fun to use and incredibly strong. Moving on from there, we have Ji Ming, Gongchen, Ling Wang. This team is a very solid team right here, and a fun one at that. I bet it is awesome to pop up that Rasengan, consistently all the time. That's probably absolutely cooking. And then we have Flame Tier, Corrupted Ryaguri, and Ling Wang. This team is one that I'm really, really looking forward to. I think this team is just going to be a lot of fun to use. We have Meng Zheng, Gongchen, and Ling Wang here. We have Lu Wu, Gongchen, Ling Wang. You can see how valuable Gongchen and Ling Wang are, right? They fit on just about every team, especially once again for the Tianwan Gen Zone, right? Makes sense. And then we have this team that we're going to be able to create here really soon on global with Living Solo Cyrus, Thor, and then Lu Liang right here. Very nice to see. And then we're going to be able to make this team soon with Ying Zhao, Ling Wang, Lu Liang. This team I'm looking forward to as well. If I didn't state it, I really want to make this team also. Anyways, this team looking forward to. And then, of course, we have some alternative options that you can go with and try out, right? Different ones that you can look into and see if you can build. Once again, it's just going to be based on your account, though, what you have and what you're able to do. But anyways, that is the version 2.9 investment guide. I'll have this link in the description down below for you to check out. They do have the A ranks here on who you can invest into. I didn't go over the A ranks just because it's the A ranks, right? But you can also take a look at the different team options that they have, sigils and things of that nature. Unfortunately, it is not translated, but you can take a look at the symbols and kind of get a general idea of what you're looking at. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Make sure to come out to the live stream tomorrow. Should be a really good time, and we'll have a lot of fun there. But anyways, I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.